So I got something to tell you all.
Easy.
I fell victim to office politics, and I got pushed out of a company that I was working with for 2 years.
That is correct. I fired you. Yeah, you're right about that. But no, I'm joking.
What do you mean?
So there's office politics. I'd never been part of office politics.
So before you had your Alamo Digital,
No. They were a client with my company.
Gotcha.
But recently they decided to part ways because of office politics.
I know who he's talking about. But I can't say anything.
Yeah, but I had never experienced that before. So I was like, how do you base my input into the company?
like your value.
How are you basing it? Is it based off of metrics, data, and analytics? Because if you see it on paper,
Yeah.
it's going forward. It's getting out to the right people. And it was office politics. It was
Yeah, but wouldn't you assume also? I mean, it's just like everything else. Oh, well, because maybe you said you've never been part of it, but I always thought
I've never been.
it's like evolution. Like whenever they feel threatened by someone or something, they'll try and push you out.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's
Like,
weird, but-
if you do too good of a job,
But
yeah.
And see, that kind of reminds me of like bands. You know, bands have that. Like when I came into Tren, I started this band with Jesse. You came in, and you feel that sometimes that animosity towards like, oh shit, he's really really good. I want to be the good one, and you start kind of feeling certain things. I've had that with several bands, and that happens within the company when you feel threatened by somebody.
But I don't know. It was weird because like obviously I have the podcast, right? And at that time I was talking about everything about coronavirus. So I was kind of trolling Mayor Darling at the time. I was like, "Hey, dude, come on my podcast. People want to know what's going on." And supposedly he was going to call me. He had my number. He was going to call.
Really?
Never happened. And I posted on Facebook a little skeleton of a skeleton holding a phone.
I think it's
like me waiting for Mayor Darling
I saw that.
to answer the call me. So I don't know if it was that, because obviously it has to be political.
Correct.
Or was it because I was doing podcasts that didn't fall in agreement with how they saw things?
Wait, so you assume that he had a connection somewhere where they
I don't know.
Okay.
I honestly don't know. I just feel it was office politics and they wanted to push me out.
I didn't want to say anything, but earlier when I got that phone call, it was Mayor Darling. I didn't want to answer it because I thought it would be weird, but I just wanted to put it on.
That's interesting.
It's interesting.
But I feel like it's not a nuance. It happens all the time. You know what I mean? I've seen it happen a million times. Like,
But where is it like how do you justify it is what I'm trying to say.
If you're asking if it's ethical, obviously it's not business wise, right?
Right.
But people with power can do what people with power can
It's
do.
a very strange feeling to feel powerless.
Yeah.
And it's kind of silenced. That's the great thing about the podcast is because I can talk about this.
Yes.
Right.
And I don't have to worry about anybody like, all right, well, you're gonna get scratched because
I know
what you said.
I know, Mr. Darling, these people, they know my people.
You have no association with this. With John.
On that
They're not going to
note,
be touched, but we probably cannot be friends after this.
on that note, who do you go for reliable information?